myself about the whole thing with Spider-Man and Avengers, and I just want to articulate how I feel about it and what I think a lot of people are forgetting or not understanding.
These enemies must be defeated.
Ah shit, I should probably turn this down. This is unprofessional. I should probably made an edited video, but I'm not going to because I have problems. No, but seriously, the thing is, if you watch a lot of like content for Marvel's Avengers, you probably know about this guy named Super Rebel, and most of his videos talking about the situation is just that the game is, well, not the game, but the DLC is free, and a lot of people are over comparing this to Marvel's Insomniac Spider-Man video games, which are good. But personally, my favorite Spider-Man video game of all time is Web of Shadows. You just can't get better than that. But all jokes aside, like, the thing about this game that it has going for it is the combat. Yeah, this game was like poorly launched, and like the story was lackluster. The end game stuff is repetitive as fuck. I get it, but like, if you actually play the game and play different characters, it's fun enough. Like, the combat is this game's saving grace. Now, I have seen, where the hell is that shield going? God, dude. Okay, I have seen Spider-Man's gameplay, and I do. I am also one who memes on his like wonky like webbing animation, where he just has this weird gait to it. I get it, it's funny. But this game has a history of making a lot of characters feel fleshed out for their own style. Hulk feels like Hulk, like Iron Man feels like Iron Man, Cap feels like Cap. You know, it's not exactly impressive, but it's not exactly impressive because, you know, you gotta kind of make them feel different. But most games that have different characters, like a lot of games that have different characters that you play as for combat, they can somewhat feel similar, as not to like overly confuse you or whatever. Like a good example of when they don't do that is Devil May Cry 5, which is a game that, if you know me, you know I freaking love. But you have like 4 characters you could play as in that game, and they all feel different. They all have their different play styles, and it feels great. This is very similar to that. I like playing as Cat because I love throwing the shield. I don't know why. It's so satisfying. All right. Also, he's kind of broken if you know what to do with him. Him and Black Widow, they are broken as hell. But if they come out with Spider-Man, and I get that he doesn't have any like legitimate story missions and stuff, like it's not like Kate Bishop, which is kind of dumb, I agree. But you gotta keep in mind, this is a free DLC, for one. It's also a PlayStation exclusive, for another. And if we're just being honest, I get it. Spider-Man is one of the most beloved characters in all of comics. Spider-Man's been my favorite superhero as a child, and still is he is still one of my favorite superheroes of all time. Right? I like Cap. Cap's cool, but I get the whole injustice part of it, where you think like this is an injustice to Spider-Man. But if you just look at it from an objective standpoint, unbiased standpoint, Spider-Man throughout the comics and throughout like the movies and all that, he's not supposed to be like the main superhero, you know? He's not supposed to be his own, like, he's not like the face of Avengers, you know what I mean? He's supposed to be the friendly neighborhood superhero, the guy who helps out the person in the freaking neighborhood. He's not supposed to be saving the world all the time. So in this Marvel universe, here, he's not like that big of a deal compared to Captain America and Iron Man. I know that might piss a lot of people off, I get it. like I said, he was my favorite character too. He's awesome, but if you look at it realistically, this is a free DLC. It's a PlayStation exclusive. Only like a certain fraction of the people are going to end up playing it. And objectively, Spider-Man isn't a big-time superhero. Like, obviously he is, but like, in universe, he's just a street-level superhero to everyone else. When he can be helping otherwise, he just chooses to be a street-level. Yeah, granted, he does have a rogues gallery, in which I would have loved to see someone like maybe Green Goblin be introduced into this game or something. Maybe I want to see Kraven in the Spider-Man 3 movie, but we're not getting that, so that sucks. Yeah, fuck you, I'm Cap. Sorry. I'm just saying that I get the backlash, but I think a lot of people are no, I think a lot of people are like overvaluing him a little bit too much. Like I said, he's a free exclusive, and he's like a street level superhero technically within the universe of the game, right? I get why they went this route, and like what Super Rebel says, he's like, if they start making more characters that are just, you know, you release a character, they're free to play, they're fun to play, they don't have like all this work put behind them like Black Panther, Hawkeye, or Kate Bishop, right? We could get more characters more frequently, and we can get a lot of characters for free that way, which, you know, is actually a plus side. But like I said, I think a lot of people are overvaluing Spider-Man as a superhero and like comparing him too much to like previous iterations. I honestly think it's a little refreshing to see Spider-Man be the small-time superhero that he is within the universe. Yeah, again, like I said, I know he's very strong and he could probably fight the entire Avengers on himself on his own, but like he's not a big-time superhero in the Marvel canon. I like how he was in the Marvel movies because he's not, you know, he was kind of like a side character to everyone else. He was just kind of there for the most part, and he was going on his own adventures that everyone was like paying no mind to because they were too small in comparison. You know, I like that. I like when he's being like the little guy, because that's what he's like originally was. He was just the little guy. But I just think if we give it a chance, and if the combat is actually really good, this might be a really good thing. You know, the combat in this game is top notch. If they botch this combat, I'm going to be very upset because everyone's been really good so far. The only character that I don't like playing as is Miss Marvel, I think it is. I thought she was going to be fun because I like Reed Richards a lot, and I want to have the elasticity for like a legitimate superpower. That'd be cool. But she just wasn't fun for me. I don't know. But like for everyone else, like the combat's top notch. Spider-Man's top notch. I think that'll be fine. It's free. He's kind of a side character within the universe lore. You may feel differently about it, but like in universe, he's just basically a kid to everyone. And I know that might be difficult to hear for a lot of people, but it's true. In the Marvel Universe, he's not that big of a hero outside of New York. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about it. Just this game's got good combat, which is like its main saving grace. Skins are getting better. Like hold on, let's see. No, not those skins. There was one skin that I really liked. I can't remember what it was, but the skins are getting better. Somewhat. More interesting, more intricate, less of just recolors and more actual cool stuff. yeah, it's a free DLC. It's for 1/3 of the player base, which is not saying much because this player base is pretty much dead. But I just think Spider-Man has so much recognition that he just, his mere presence demands so much. You know, Spider-Man have to be like the main guy, the big deal. Does it? I mean, in actuality, in the comics, he's like a 16, 17-year-old kid who fights like B-tier villains like Shocker every other day, right? Like, why can't we just have a small-time Spider-Man for one time? I get it, this game has a lot of baggage to it. I just think we should just probably give it a chance. Let there be just one small-time Spider-Man and move on. Like, I love Spider-Man to death, but I think it's a little bit much when every single video game or movie or something like has him going against like an Avengers level threat on his own and stuff. He's powerful, but I like the times when he's fighting Shocker or, you know, fighting Boomerang or something. Fighting Kraven. I wanted to see Kraven in first Spider-Man 3, but, you know. I just think people are trying to demand too much. Not too much from, like, Square Enix, but, like, from the Spider-Man IP in general. Like, not every single Spider-Man has to be the main character of every single video game. He can be a side character. He can be a support character. You know? And we barely ever see that. So I'm giving Square Enix a shot to make Spider-Man more like a support side character. See how that plays out. If his combat's fun, that's good. That's fine by me. If his personality is like well adjusted and not overbearing, that's fine by me too. You know? I'm not expecting like him to be the main character. That's all I'm saying. And I don't think we should hold him to that value, because this isn't the MCU. This isn't a Spider-Man video game. This is an Avengers game. And in the world of Avengers, Spider-Man is usually sidelined. You know? So I'm excited to see what they're going to do. I'm excited to play them, and I'm excited to try them out, but I'm not expecting... I don't want him to be like a big main character for once. Just for one time. You may disagree on that, but I just think having him be like the main focus all the time, being the most central character in a story every single time gets exhausting, you know? Spider-Man's a small-time superhero. He's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He's street level, you know, most of the time. Let him be that, just for a bit. That's all I'm saying. And, yeah. I know this was a long ramble, but these are my thoughts. Anyways, I'm probably gonna stream Resident Evil 4 in a bit, but yeah, if you came here, thank you for listening to me ramble, and tell me what you think in the comments, not comics. Yeah, so that's my TED Talk essentially, and I'm gonna go. I'll be back on RE4 probably. I'm gonna try and beat that game. It's very difficult for me, but yeah. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you whenever I feel like it. Do what you will. Don't subscribe. Don't like. Just do what you will. Alright. See ya.